I'm gonna have a good breakfast today. What do Mexicans really eat every day? Is it true all the stereotypes that a lot of people say about us? Stick around because I'm gonna tell you what do Mexicans eat, what a Mexican diet looks like. So stick with me because I'm gonna show you if I am a real Mexican eating like a Mexican or it's just prejudices or stereotypes. And in the meantime, I'm gonna prepare my breakfast. I'm gonna have my Coke with some tacos maybe. The last video that I released, I was talking about the cost of living. Well, my cost of living in Mexico. If you're interested in living in Mexico or maybe traveling to Mexico, that video might be very interesting for you. So I'm going to try to remember to leave the link here. In that video, I said that my husband and I spend $200 per month on groceries. I don't know if this is too much for you or this is too low for you. What is true is that we always buy at the market. We don't really buy at the supermarket, and when we buy the things that we can only buy at the supermarket. And I've seen that the fruits and vegetables at the supermarket are much more expensive. I don't think we're spending too much money on groceries eating at home during the week. And I also think that an advantage is that we are eating healthy. This week, I want to tell you about the food that I eat for over a week, more or less. And I also want to tell you about the second breakfast. Yes, we have a second breakfast. Right now, it's 10 a.m. in the morning, and I'm gonna have my breakfast. I just ran out of some veggies that I would like to buy to add on my breakfast. Do you want to join me? Let's go. Te voy a querer espinaca, por favor. Sí, hay espinaca. Ya no tiene. I found some. Sí, así está bien. Sí. I found some setas. What's this in English? It's not mushrooms. What's this? I bought mostly plants. Basically, I spent around 100 pesos for this. And they went for eggs. So we're going to have breakfast today, right now. And let's see what we're going to eat later. Ya llegué, amor. We as Mexicans have 1, 2, 3, 4 times to eat. It's complicated because it has to do a lot with the language. And maybe if you are learning Spanish and it's not Mexican Spanish and you want to live in Mexico, you are going to be very confused. That's why if you are interested in learning Mexican Spanish and culture, book my courses. I'm going to leave the info below. I'm always taking advantage to offer my courses. We have breakfast, which in Spanish is el desayuno. A typical breakfast here is even cereal, a licuado, which is a milkshake, pan dulce with milk, it's like a pastry or sweet bread with milk. That's very common, I think. It's also true that a lot of Mexicans have Coca-Cola with the breakfast. Imagine. And actually, Mexico is one of the first countries that drinks a lot of Coca-Cola. That is sad, and it's true. If you come to Mexico, if you've been to Mexico, you might see that a lot of people have not only Coca-Cola, but any kind of soda. You're preparing the eggs like a Mexican, like with onion and tomato, chili, and with your coca. So we've been eating eggs Monday, Tuesday, today, every day, but in the morning we had oats. This is an interesting custom that is very important to explain because it's always very, very confusing. I asked my friend to explain what's a lunch in Spanish, what's a breakfast in Spanish. Let me show you what she said.
Ay, Dios mío. Ok, es una pregunta muy buena. Ok, pues el almuerzo, como tal, es el lunch, ¿no? ¿Qué tienes? Lunch, los gringos.
I asked people on Instagram what's lunch for them, and I will show you the answers, of course, here on the screen. But a lot of people say it's the second breakfast. It's the meal between the breakfast and, and the lunch. Another person says it's to have a breakfast very late and heavy. I like this description better.
Second breakfast.
Yeah, second breakfast. So did you know, Dave, that we call this almuerzo actually?
Desayuno.
It's almuerzo.
No es almuerzo.
It's almuerzo!
Segundo desayuno.
So we have the first breakfast in the morning. It was oats, and it's going to be almost 12. And this, we as Mexicans call it almuerzo. And if you're a Mexican married to a foreigner, maybe you had the same problem too. In Spanish, almuerzo is not lunch as in English. Some people can say that it's the second breakfast, but a heavy breakfast. And some other people could describe it as the first heavy meal of the day. In Mexico, it's usually around 11 or even 12 in the afternoon. It could be huevos con chorizo, enchiladas, chilaquiles. And a lot of people get confused about this because they say, oh, okay, that's lunch, like lunch. But that's not our lunch for us. I've been mentioning that I offer Spanish conversation courses, but I want to tell you a little bit more of it. So this video is sponsored by me. I've created Spanish conversation courses with a lot of material, vocabulary, videos to help you speak in Spanish even before having your first live class, because you are also going to have live classes with me or with another professional teacher. But not only that, you're also going to have a tutor who only speaks Spanish. You're going to start to feel that you're in a real situation. You won't have any other option than talking. And I also offer fluency training courses. These are for people who already can speak Spanish, but they want to develop their conversation skills. Everything that I teach you is Mexican Spanish, so see you there. Then around 2, 3, 4 o'clock, we have comida. Comida literally means meal, or even food. We call comida to the most important meal of the day. It's here where if you go to a Mexican family, they're going to give you soup, they're going to give you maybe rice, they're going to give you a main dish, and even a dessert. To start, I'm going to make a mushroom soup. I'm going to use chile guajillo. I previously put it on the comal so it's like burnt, and it's going to give that smoky flavor. I'm going to put tomato in the blender, and I'm going to do like a sauce, and then I'm going to put it on a pan. I'm going to mix the ingredients, and you'll see. I really like this recipe. A friend of mine gave it to me, and it's very healthy. It fills you up. Oh, and the flavor. In Mexico, you have to disinfect all the veggies because they're usually water with black waters. Like it's not clean water. So don't risk yourself. We Mexicans do it, and we usually buy microdin. We call it microdin. Can you see it? The third meal of the day and the most important meal of the day is called comida. Come on. Ya está la comida. So we didn't have our lunch or comida, but we are having our dinner or cena. So we killed 2 birds in one shot
with one stone.
with one stone. So I have brown rice here, the mushroom soup that I made, fish, and salad. And then it comes la cena, which is dinner. Here in Mexico, people have dinner very late because imagine if you already had lunch at 4 or comida at 4 o'clock, you won't be hungry until very, very late. If you are just in a rush, if you want just to have something very, very fast, you're going to have café con pan dulce at night. If not, some people have cereal. And if you want something more elaborated, they can go for tacos, gorditas. They can even have sincronizadas, which is like a quesadilla with ham. But it's not very heavy. I don't have pan dulce with milk anymore because imagine eating pan dulce every day. Let's say it's not healthy. And because we ate very healthy during the week, we're going to reward ourselves with very nice gorditas that are around our corner. Dave is over there waiting for the gorditas. It's very crowded because these gorditas are really, really nice.
¿Qué número es?
38. They are so, so popular that they put numbers hanged on the, what's it called? Poste. Yes, I have a breakfast. Yes, I have almuerzo. I have comida, the second heavy meal of the day, and I have dinner. Another thing that is true is that we eat a lot of tortillas. In a different presentation, of course. We can have any kind of taco, enchiladas, chilaquiles. I've talked about traditional Mexican food in another video. I really enjoy that food. A lot. But it's something that I wouldn't be eating every day. Although I eat tortillas every day. And I want to ask you guys, am I eating like a Mexican? Is it common what I'm eating? What do you think, guys? I do think that I use a lot of Mexican ingredients, of course. But let me know in the comments what you think. And if you are Mexican watching this video, let me know in the comments too. Overall, what do you think about the Mexican diet? I think I will see you in Colombia for the next video. If it's not the next video, it's going to be very soon. So, nos vemos. Adiós.